Thank you for taking the time to join us. I am Liz Krabenhoff, Digital Project Manager with AGCO Direct. Welcome to the Dealer Samples webinar. As you may know, we have a monthly dealer samples email that goes out. However, we have found that it's been helpful to go a bit more in depth on what other dealers have been doing and some of the amazing results they've experienced. It's a great jumping off point to get creative direction for a single project or a full year marketing plan. With that, I'll turn it over to our AGCO Direct teammates you may already be familiar with, Marie and Zach, to kick us off.
Hi guys, thanks again for joining us this morning. We're going to take you through just some of the dealer samples that we wanted to show you from this year, some of the cooler ones that we've done, or just some that we saw really good results with, to kind of give you some ideas maybe for something you want to try here yet this year or maybe going into next year. So with that, we'll go look at our very quick agenda, which is just to look through some awesome dealer campaigns and examples. And with that, I will turn it over to Zach to talk through these first few we have for you.
All right, so right out of the gate here, we're going to talk about 3 very different campaigns, and they all were very different in what goal they wanted to reach. But to me, I thought that these are really well-rounded campaigns that had really great assets with them that really accomplished their goal well. So right off the bat here, Ohio Ag, the We've Got You Covered campaign. So what Ohio Ag wanted to do really was to drive sales and leads. Obviously, we're always trying to do that, but this one was a sales event. Ohio Ag was covering the first 2 payments on any GC purchase. Actually, just last month in September, we ran this one, so pretty new as well. So how we wanted to do this, we did Facebook click-to-web ads and Google ads as well. Both of those were running to a landing page that was specifically built just for this sales event as well. It had all the information on the GC tractors, had all the information on the actual deal, and most importantly, it also had a form that you could submit as well. So you could get your information to the sales team, and you could get reached out to by Ohio Ag to get a custom quote. We also did a few more things, banners and handouts, since they were doing an actual event alongside this, and then a VS Network display video, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But all this was really to drive home what the deal was, try and get qualified leads to Ohio Ag, and doing it through these outlets allowed us to really target the campaign down by interest by the people. So that's why we really like to use Facebook and SEM and different stuff like that when we do have a sales event. So if we jump to the next slide here, we'll actually see the results that we had. So through Google Ads, we actually generated over 1,000 clicks just to that landing page. So again, hopefully we're somewhere in there. We're hoping to see that those people are qualified leads. Obviously, those people are looking for something like tractors for sale, compact tractors, anything along those lines to get shown the actual Ohio Ag ad. So these people already are looking for tractors. We know that they are in the market for it. And then below that as well, we've got the results for Facebook. As you can see, over 3,000 clicks were generated by just our Facebook ads, which is a really awesome number to have just in 1 month alone. Obviously, Facebook is a little more hit or miss when we're trying to get qualified leads, but with that many clicks, that many impressions, we really hope that that amount does generate some really qualified leads and will lead to some sales. So a bit on the opposite spectrum of things, Ohio Ag is a very large dealer, multiple locations. Kippers Tractor and Trailer, however, is a pretty small dealer, just one single location out in Washington, and they did a really great job early on in the year doing online marketing though, and that's why I want to push this, because this was not exactly a sales event, but more so just an online presence. I put an awareness push here. I really think that this was great for brand recognition in the area. I know a lot of dealers have been coming to us that sometimes Massey Ferguson just isn't that first tractor, that first brand on their mind. So doing advertising like this is really going to help out in your area. So again, to try and push this out over a 5-month campaign to get as much brand awareness as possible in the location. We did YouTube ads, which are really cool. Anybody just kind of surfing the web, a lot of us, I'm sure, are culprits of it, just scanning through YouTube and looking for YouTube videos on something that we're interested in, and we can actually identify those people that are interested in agriculture, interested in something along the lines of tractors, and show them that actual Kippers ad that's focused on the GC 1700 and just all the different Massey Ferguson tractors that they do have. And then also on top of that, we did do Google ads again for them. So we know that we are getting people that are interested in tractors, interested in agriculture, actually seeing that ad. If anybody's doing a search in that area, they will get shown the Kippers ad. And also again here, we did have some really great results, about 1,000 clicks just from the search campaign, a whole lot of impressions, and what I really like to see on here as well, 9 form submissions, so hopefully those people are qualified leads, they're looking to actually make a purchase, and then those ads as well also had a click to call feature on them, so they can just in one click easily call the store and get connected with a salesperson, and 21 people took advantage of that in just the 3 months that that search was running. And then for 3 months for YouTube, we also got 700 clicks, and then a really awesome number again. YouTube's great for awareness. We had over 164,000 impressions, and 54% of those people actually watched that ad to completion, which is pretty cool. And then again, going in a completely different direction with another campaign for you, but a really well-rounded one. We've been working a lot with AGCO Parts and their team. And we've really nailed down what we think is a really cool campaign. So the Parts Targeted Marketing Campaign is what we've deemed this one. And what we actually do is look through your database of customers and identify a few customers that have purchased in the past, but this year might be underperforming. They're not exactly buying so many items that they specifically would before, and then we hit them with targeted discounts. So as you can see on here, we've got say 15% on lubricants and filters. We've done this before for just individual lubricants, just for filters. We've done it for different kinds of parts, cutting parts, anything like that, so we can really be customized with it. But as you can see here, we've done it for a lot of different dealers. Normally we try and shoot for just 1 month. Sometimes it gets stretched out a little bit longer than that, but we do anything that we can to try and target that customer. So we have that list ready. So we do actually text message those people and let them know that those discounts are on there. You can see that on the far right. If we have their email addresses, we can shoot them an email from your store, as you can see in the middle there, so that they can click to your website and view those deals. And then we also send them direct mail. Just anything we can do to get that specific message to that specific customer at the right time. And if we go to the next slide, we can actually see that this has had some really awesome results, actually, some really great stuff. Redemption rate on those offers, we've ranged between 4% and 6%. We normally see about 2%, so that is really high, really nice to see there. Increased incremental revenue between years. We've seen over $9,000 to $86,000 in revenue come in from this. Always seeing increased spend from the customers, and almost most importantly at the end there, we're seeing over a 400%, 4 times return on investment on your marketing spend. So these campaigns really are worth it. Like I said, we've really drilled it down to a campaign that really works. So if you guys are interested in that at all, do speak out to your after sales manager and we can get you started on something like that. It's definitely really cool, and also a really great time to run it right now as well.
All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about our website program. So all of the things that Zach has shown you relies a lot on digital. So part of that digital campaign would be a place to send people that are clicking that is valuable to them. So a good website is almost a needed base before we start a lot of these projects. So I just wanted to touch on this program. It's been picking up a lot of steam this year. We've seen a lot of dealers interested in putting together a new website. I think we have probably 25 plus either built or currently in the works. So we're excited about that. And we built this website offering very much with the dealer channel in mind, knowing that there's lots of different types of dealers with different budgets, with different needs. So just kind of to take you through this really quick, you can pick between a basic, standard, or custom site, and that normally is something we help you determine based on an initial input call. So we'll schedule a half hour to an hour with you, just talk through what your current website looks like if you have one, what you'd like to see on a new website, maybe something that you would like to add on. So from that, we normally then come back with an estimate that you can then decide if it's a right fit for you. Every site is co-opable. so at that 60/40 rate, so very good deal. And then we are able to include non-AGCO products on here as well. So if you carry, some lawnmowers or, whatever that is, we can certainly work that in, and we just prorate the total budget as far as what gets sent to co-op versus what you would owe. So with your basic, you're going to get a pretty standard site, but it works for a lot of the smaller dealers that maybe just want to push their Massey Ferguson line pretty hard. So you get some basic pages. You can show your used equipment. But with that, we are able to customize, like the theme of the site, I guess you would say. So the colors, some of the background, the images. So even though it's templated, we very much want to cater it towards you. So this example you see here from B&G, their website's got that orange color. So normally a lot of our text and copy and buttons would be red, but in this case, we just matched it to their logo. So to pull in that orange and make it really feel custom for them. Moving on up to your standard, you get a couple more pages, a few more theme options, some additional custom content, and then used equipment is on there as well. And then from there, we can go up to the custom site. So this is a completely new build, whereas basic and standard is normally driven from a template website. The custom we design fully here, build it to whatever we determined that you needed. And so that price really ranges based on what you need, how many pages, all that good stuff. So we're going to take you through just a couple feature sites that we wanted to pull out and show you kind of just what we can do with these and how they can really enhance your online presence.
So the first one here actually is still in the works. It's for Long Lewis. So we wanted to reiterate really on the fact that we can work with you guys on the fact that we know that you guys don't just only sell AGCO products. Your realm of products is going to branch out from that. Long Lewis actually sells commercial trucks. So what we actually did here for them is we built out basically two twin websites. So once you do reach the Long Lewis website, you get a splash page, and then you can pick if you do want to go towards the agricultural side or towards the commercial truck side. And it's really nice. It really will work really well for them once we do get this one finished up, and it looks really nice. So again, I just want to say that we can work with you on what you do offer, and we can make that website customized for you to fit all of your needs that you do have for your website. This one does look really great, has just a really cool feel and theme to it, I really think, as well.
Yeah, and so Agri Service, that last one that you were shown was more of a standard site that we built up with some custom offerings. This Agri Service one was fully custom. So we drew off some of our templates because we've seen that work well. So you can see the 3 customizable modules along the middle of the page there. Those are kind of carried throughout our website. So we did pull in some of those elements, but everything was custom designed. One thing that I really like about this site is the blog feature, so they can post interesting things happening at the dealership, or maybe they're hosting an event, or they like to feature employees. So that's really important to bring sort of that human element. So I like that feature a lot. The other piece that we added here is the product page. So you can see in the bottom left there is a sample of one of them. So rather than linking back to like a corporate website, we're keeping people within the Agri Service website, allowing them to click the button right there to request a quote. There's a bunch of images and videos that they can scroll through. If there's a current offer, that black bar shows that current offer. And then if you were to scroll down just a little bit more, you could see the exact specifications by model number. So that's built out for each product on the page. And it just really keeps people within the Agri Service website, gets them everything they need without directing them off to another page. All right. And so one other thing I want to mention with websites, anything digital, is that's only co-opable through AGCO Direct. So you'll get that 60/40 rate on the SEM, Facebook, display ads, anything like that. If you do it on your own, it is not co-opable, but we are more than happy to help you on that digital stuff that you would want to try. So going into some different campaigns, I just wanted to call out some event offerings that we've done before. I know these are more heavy in the spring, but we do have, seems like another push of events towards the end of the year here. So if you are hosting an event, let us know and we love to help you with that. Agri Service hosts about one event at each location per year, so we do quite a few of these for them, but we've kind of found a system and a rhythm that works really well. And so our goal with all of these is to maintain the good attendance they've had at the events. And then this year we added one additional follow-up piece. So before the event, customers will receive a direct mail and an email as well as a text message. So we try to hit them multiple ways, and knowing that there'll be some missing info in our list. So some people may not have an email, but we do have their cell number or vice versa. So we try to hit them all the ways. And then this year we added a follow-up. So at the event, someone was in charge of collecting people who came, almost like a registration booth or table. And so they would collect their name, email, phone. We'd run that up against our original list, and then we'll send them a follow-up with a coupon for a discount on parts if they come back into the store. We sent that out via email and text again as well. So really just keeping them engaged after the event, trying to get them back into the store to increase those customer touch points. And then here's another one that kind of has been running for a couple years now with Holt of California, Holt Ag Solutions. They do multiple promotions throughout the year, and so we build out these different materials for them on each one. So we do some website ads. They post those right on their own website. We do a direct mail and then a flyer handout, and those have worked really well for them. So we just kind of follow that same rhythm every quarter, every month for whichever offer they're currently promoting. And then getting into one more here, early bird promotions. Some of this is from last year, but I still wanted to pull it out just because, early bird time has come back around again already this year. So if you're looking to push those offers, we've got some good samples to draw off of, some past campaigns that we've ran that we know work really well. So on the left there is just a flyer we made up for a handout. We do a direct mail as well to kind of complement this, but if someone's already at the dealership, or if you've got sales guys that are traveling around, they just have some of these in their car to just hand out. And then in the middle there is a box we actually did. So kind of like the flyer, those will be handed out to customers, and inside is just like the card that you see there. So kind of reiterating those offers on the windrowers and the balers right now. And then there's also a Yeti cup in there. So kind of like, thank you for your past business. Don't forget, we're having these current really good offers on this new equipment right now. So it might be a good time for you to upgrade. And then along with that, we're doing some Facebook ads, and then I didn't put it on here, but we're doing some display ads as well with that same sort of offer language. And so this is from last year, but I wanted to bring it up because it performed really well. It was a really holistic campaign, and we tried to hit people multiple ways. So we built this out for Agri Service. They really wanted to push the early bird offer hard, and they wanted to kind of focus in on that salesman relationship. So a lot of our materials had a sales guy pictured on there along with his name, his contact info, just to kind of bridge that gap and get the person connected to who they should be talking to right away. So to start, we built out a landing page. Their website wasn't built at this time last year, otherwise we would have sent them there. But in the meantime, we built that landing page you see. So it was very catered to this offer specifically. And it did have a form on there that people could fill out, along with some information on just the different pieces. We did a direct mail, like you see on the bottom there. So again, with the sales guy info that pulled in on the back. We did some text messaging, so that was kind of unique in that we had about 21 sales reps across all of their locations, and each of them had their own kind of target customer list. And so we broke that out. We sent the same message to all the customers, but it looked like it was coming from their specific sales rep. So along the lines of, hi, this is, Bill from Agri Service. Just wanted to let you know we've got this great offer right now. And so it really feels like it's coming right from an actual person. And then if we did get a response, that response forwarded on to that sales rep's cell phone so he could immediately follow up with the customer and get them what they needed. We did some YouTube ads as well, just kind of more general awareness, like Zach kind of mentioned before how those work. We did some paid Facebook, targeted as well, and then the landing page. So here's a sample of some of the text messages that we sent. We received over 250 responses of yes, demo, or otherwise like, yeah, I'd love to hear about that. People think they're talking to a real person, so it's kind of funny some of the responses you get. But even if they don't say, demo specifically, you're still getting them in contact with a sales rep, which, is invaluable, even if they don't purchase now moving forward. And so from this campaign, Agri Service's total out-of-pocket after co-op was deducted was about $8,000. They sold 11 units in that time frame, tied directly back to someone on our target list. So we're saying 11 here, but anything that came from an awareness tactic like YouTube, Facebook, that we wouldn't have a specific name to match to, there could have been way more that came from just our general awareness. But from those 11 units, the amount sold was 1.3 million, so a really great return on investment for just a short campaign. And so we'll be doing something similar again this year for them. And if you're interested, we could definitely build these out to fit your market and your specific sales reps too. And while we're on the subject of text messaging, I just wanted to bring up one more. We've really seen the interest in text explode over the last couple of years, and we've seen the results work really well too, so that's exciting. But Ziegler was hosting their crop tour event earlier in September, and so for the first time for them, we tried some text messaging out to their customers to get them to click the link to go to the website and RSVP. So we did a series of about 4 different messages, kind of tailored based on if people were responding or had filled out the form. And so we did see good results. A lot of form fills came from this, and I actually went out to their day and attended that event. It was a great event. They had a great turnout. One other thing I wanted to mention is we did recently get the opportunity to be able to send images along with our text messages. So previously we couldn't really do that, but we've since moved to a new platform that allows us to do that. And I think that's really enhancing what we're able to send, just because people are going to look at that image and recognize your logo or an AGCO product logo or even image right away. So hopefully that draws them in to read our message and want to respond and engage with it. Okay, and then something else that's kind of exploded in the last few months, I would say, is geofencing. It's been around for a while, but we haven't really done a lot of campaigns until this year. And so Nance Tractor was one of the first dealers we tried this with, and it worked really well. So they came to me with wanting to do some geofencing around specific locations in their area and then tie specific ads to those locations. So you can see the variants we ran across the bottom here. But they were looking to hit both complementary and competitive businesses, so local tractor supplies, feed stores, and then also some competitive dealerships. So based on where people were going, if it was a feed store, we were showing them some smaller tractors, tractor supply, same thing. Whereas if they were at a competitive dealership, showing them some of those larger tractors. And so from that campaign, it ran about 2 to 3 months. We had over 300 clicks on our ads and 11 store visits. So what that means is that someone walked into our area that we had targeted. So, around Tractor Supply or around that feed store, they had walked into the store. They were served our ad. They clicked on it. That was 300 people. Or they had walked into our targeted area, were served our ad. Maybe they clicked or maybe they didn't, but then they went into the Nance Tractor dealership, so we could tie them, from being in one place to being in the dealership. So that was really exciting to see that 11 people had come in.
All right, so we talked a lot about just really big, well-rounded campaigns. So rather just talk about that. I know some of you guys just want something quick, you want something effective. So I'm going to talk really quick about just a couple small individual things that we can run really at any time that'll work for you, and we can always get it customized for you. And then they'll always be effective as well. So the first thing here, digital radio. Pandora has really been a cool, I don't want to say an experiment for us in this past year. We've kind of had some guinea pig dealers, so I thank you guys for that with Alliance and some of the other guys. But we've seen some actually really good results in it, and I think advertising on Pandora kind of relates back to YouTube, where it's really great for awareness. You might not get so many clicks, you might not get a whole lot of sales directly related to these ads, but it's going to keep your brand, your dealership on their mind. And when they do see your dealership pop up in an ad, your dealership as they're driving by on the road, they're going to recognize you from your ad. So with Pandora, you can see on here, you get what's called a companion ad. Sorry, I'm sure a lot of you guys, once you are listening to Pandora, you do get those annoying commercials, but there's always going to be an audio factor with it, and then there will be, once that person does unlock their phone, they will get shown that ad as well that'll pop up for them. Very easy to accidentally click on as well. I've certainly noticed myself. But we always like to think that with that audio and with that actual visual, it's really great for comprehension and recalling later. We've seen some really great performance, as you can see on that graph on the bottom there. Actually, those impression numbers are by day and by the 10,000. So we're getting a whole lot of impressions, a whole lot of people are hearing and seeing those ads. We're seeing 20,000, 10,000. I think it normally averages out there to about 6,000 per day. People are seeing that, and we're getting clicks anywhere between 0, but a lot of times we're seeing 2 to 4, all the way up to 8 clicks a day just on those ads. So really great, something kind of cool, not your everyday advertising that we can look into. Next up, though, we do have some couple cool ideas that we've kind of been bouncing off. Spearheaded by Alex on our team here, we're really talking about diesel exhaust fluids and diesel particulate filters. Really cool, something that we just really need to focus on our products. That we do have a really nice product, and that is something that we've heard a lot from the dealers, that GC tractor, everything in that series is a really great tractor, and we really need to focus on the actual selling points of that. So talking just about those GC tractors and really highlighting everything that it does offer for the customers, and driving it home in either social media, direct mail, or even emails if you do have that list available. Just some really great ideas to bounce off and mix up your marketing with more targeted messages. Next up, we're unfortunately getting back into that time of winter inspections, so we're looking at just doing advertisements around that. And I know we talked about parts a little bit before, and honestly, we're seeing a lot of dealers almost forget that they do have that parts co-op out there available to them. So doing something like this is a great way to take advantage of that. You can see here we've got a lot of flyers that people hand out. I know Alliance actually puts them in their parts invoices that they send to their customers. So just another way to get your message spread out to the people that you want to get your message. Those people already have tractors. You know, you're not just wasting marketing dollars on them. They actually are those people that will come in to get their machine inspected for winter. And also including targeted discounts for them to further incentivize them to actually get into the store. And again, just kind of going off the different ways to advertise, some of the different cool things that we have been doing recently. A couple of these are just mock-ups, but we have gone for real with a lot of these though, and vehicle wraps are something that are really cool, really overlooked by dealers, I think, in a lot of areas. A lot of your sales guys, a lot of your parts reps are going to be driving actual dealership cars, so just throwing some branding on there, making sure that when you're driving across the road you're getting additional marketing. Honestly, it's just like a moving billboard basically with your name on it, so it's always great to have. And then when that truck does roll up to your customer, to that farm, to either inspect that tractor, do anything in the field, anything like that, that customer does know what they're getting. They do know that it is your dealership, and it is reassuring to them. And finally, for me, we're going to talk a little bit about customized direct mail. Obviously, direct mail is very prevalent in marketing these days. It's something that some people go away from, but I think it's always going to be a staple, especially in agricultural awareness and different stuff like that. So sending these, we do have a whole lot of really nice mailers mocked up already that you guys can take advantage of. As you can see here, we've got 3 different mailers that are all along the same lines of things, but they're customized to your individual needs though. So I know it might be a little off, but we really like to say that we do this because it saves us time, and it's going to save you money as well. So we don't have to take as much time customizing these for you, but we are going to make them look really nice for you and have all your needs hit. On a lot of these, we're talking about the individual tractors, their horsepower, their selling points, everything that a customer will want to see with that. So really cool idea. If you ever want to do direct mail, we've got tons and tons of templates ready for you. Just let us know and we can get something made up for you.
Okay, so bouncing back to VS Networks, with which Zach mentioned earlier with his Ohio Ag campaign. This is a newer offering. I think we started pushing these in July this year. But basically, it's just some hardware to help you enhance your showroom and to keep customers who may be waiting in line or waiting to speak to a specific person, keep them entertained and engaged while they're waiting. So if you haven't heard of the program before, certainly reach out to us for more information. But I'm going to go through some just high-level points here. So you can pick from 3 different hardware options. So we have 2 pictured here. That one that's on the pedestal is our freestanding display. It's a touch screen, so you can load in your used equipment and people can search through that. You know, there's some different apps on there that you can use, like the Weather Channel or other things. And then when it's kind of in sleep or rest mode, it'll just roll through some of the preloaded content that you've opted into. Same thing with the one below there. It's a tabletop or countertop stand. So it's touchscreen as well. It's great for like on the parts counter or, you know, in a general area where a lot of people would be standing around waiting. And so it does all the same things as the freestanding one. And then we have one more option that's a plug-in to a existing TV. So that one is not touchscreen. It's more of a passive display, as we call it, but you plug it into a current TV with an HDMI cord. So it really should connect to almost any TV you have. And then it just kind of plays through that preloaded content that you've selected. These are also great because you can take them to shows. So every night it will connect to the internet and update with any new content that's out there. But but it doesn't need an internet connection to work. So you can update it the night before you go to the show. You can plug it in and it'll run, just kind of automatically. If you've got the touchscreen one, those are great for lead capture. So you can bring that to the show. People can type in their info, and then when you sync it back up, all that lead info will come through when you get back home. So these are really great, really versatile, and really affordable. So these are all co-opable at 60/40 as well. That passive one that I'm talking about starts at $237.60 after co-op, and then it is a 2-year commitment for the hardware. So you can either pay that $237.60 every year, or you can pay double that and like as a full payment, and then we wouldn't bill you for the second year. So that's some options you have. Something else is the content that I've mentioned. So we've got a full library of content. It's constantly being updated, and new things are being loaded in for both whole goods and parts. And so it's really customizable. You can go in and choose which channels you want to subscribe to, and you can even drill down to, if there's one video that maybe doesn't make sense in there, you don't have to run that one. You can exclude that, and you can also choose the frequency. So if you want to show parts and compact tractors, but you want the compact tractor ads to run twice as often as the parts ones, you can do that as well. So it's really versatile. If you have multiple locations or multiple displays, you can run them with the same content or separately, depending on where it's located too. So maybe, at the parts counter, you flip-flop that, and the parts content runs twice as often as the compact tractor. So it's a really cool offering. I really encourage you to take advantage of that. Along with the preloaded content, we can do some custom content as well. So I don't know if the video will play here, but I have that sample there that we built out for an Agri Service event. So they'll be hosting some application events here. And so it's basically their postcard that they emailed out to customers, but in a moving form. So that's pretty cool, and we're happy to do that for you. Build it into a lot of the campaigns to really drive it home if people are already in the dealership anyway. So if you're interested, please reach out to us. We'll help you get your order placed, answer any questions you have, or if you want to talk to another dealer that has one, we're happy to hook you up so you can kind of ask their opinion. I do have that one testimonial from Rathbone down there, but overall it's been very, very positive, and a lot of people are liking these displays. So let us know if you're interested in ordering one of those. And then going into an also newer offering here this year, we are calling them content safaris. We've done a webinar before on this specifically, so if you're interested in that, go out to AGCO Direct and find that one. You can watch it. But I'm just going to touch on it briefly here. So with the content safaris, we know that you feel the need to be posting on Facebook regularly, or putting out content wherever online, or maybe it's your website. But there's just not, there's never enough content. And so there's nothing wrong with reusing sometimes, but it's also great to get new stuff in there, and especially when we can tailor it specifically to you. So we've done a few of these this year with a few different dealers, as well as with the corporate marketing team. And they're pretty fun for us. We get to come out, meet you guys, take some pictures or videos or whatever it is that you need, and we can tailor it to a specific project. So this one is showing you the Ziegler crop tour again. So we pulled a photographer and a writer, and we all went down to the event. We took some pictures, and we're going to be creating some blog posts to go along with these pictures. So it's really usable content. The cost on these will really depend on, what we're shooting, where we have to go, how long we'll be there, the final deliverables. So if you've got something, or if you're just interested in getting a quote or talking through some different ideas, we'd love to help you out with that, and share any past content if you're interested in seeing what we can do. So this next slide here shows you actually one of the videos that we put together. We've done multiple, but this one is one we did at Wayne.
My name's Mark Thomas. My wife Leslie and I farm here in Elizabethtown, Kentucky with my parents, Larry and Becky. I'm the recipient of the 2019 Kentucky Young Farmer Association Member of the Year. As a Member of the Year winner, we got to choose a tractor up to 200 horse for 6 months or 200 hours. Its main purpose so far has been in the hayfield, cutting hay, teddering hay, raking hay, baling hay. We're using some spreading fertilizer. We'll be using it bush hog, possibly plant. It's going to be a very versatile tractor, and it has worked so far for everything we've tried to put it on. It was a amazing honor to be chosen. My dad was actually Member of the Year, 1999, so exactly 20 years ago, for the Young Farmer Association. And it was just a huge deal to get to follow in his footsteps and have the recognition through things we worked hard for years.
Yeah, so in that specific instance, we were down there because Wayne had been sponsoring a Young Farmers Association sponsorship. They actually provide that tractor to the guy that was talking in the video to use as part of his winnings. And so they really wanted to leverage that sponsorship a little bit more. So we went out, we got his testimonial, and then just some other general content that they could use to help them with that sponsorship as well as throughout the rest of the year.
All right, so talking a little bit more about how Marie said that you guys need a lot of content to post to your Facebook page. We know it takes up a lot of your guys' time, and honestly, that time is better spent for you to be selling tractors and doing things like that. But Facebook is something that you really can't forget about, though. So what we tried to do here with our social media program is take that time commitment off your hands and put it on us. So if you are interested, all you have to do is let us know what kind of topics you're interested in. I'll talk about that on the next slide here. But when you do sign up for that, you actually get content posted right to your page. Doesn't look like it's coming from AGCO or AGCO Direct, anything like that. It looks like it's coming directly from you, which is really cool. And it's very affordable as well, so it's going to save you a lot of time, save you a lot of money, and it's just $50 in co-op per the different routes. So if we jump to the next slide here, you can see the most popular one we do obviously is just going to be a Massey Ferguson CUE/rural lifestyle route. We post a lot obviously about GC 1700s and all the small tractors, but we do really like to do more so interesting articles and different stuff. We pull a lot from different magazines that we can include. I know a lot of the different posts can be kind of random at times, and some people don't like that, but we really think that it's good to show a variety of different posts on your page, so people aren't just going to your page to get constantly hit by ads, and not all you're seeing is just the deal of the week. We want those people to come back to your page to try and actually interact with you and try and learn something from you guys rather than just get sold something, and I think that goes a long way with the customers as well. And obviously you can see we've got a whole lot of different things on there. AGCO parts stuff is very popular. I mean, we just added Fendt Ideal, so the people that are offering the Fendt Ideal combine, it's a really cool route to get a lot of that information out for you. Gleaner, Fendt, anything that you guys are looking at, we do have content for you. This has been really performing really well for us actually. So you can see on the bottom and on the right there, we've sent about 16,000 messages through Facebook and through different pages. Right now we're very close to 100 active pages on Facebook, which is really awesome for us. We're really glad that this has really worked for you guys. We would love to get even more people enrolled in it. As you can see, we've been posting pretty steadily, and you can see that number continuing to rise, but our engagements have been shooting up. So actually this year we really focused on trying to get a lot better content for you. We try and talk about the deals, the different financing offers. And we've been making videos pretty actively as well to try and post to your page. So we're really trying to be better about it to get you guys some better content. If anybody is interested in that, just go ahead and shoot us, any of us, an email. You'll see all of our emails at the end of the presentation, but it's a really quick and easy process. All we have to do is let us know what you're interested in, and then all you have to do is basically accept a friend request on your Facebook page, and then you're in, and everything is taken care of for you after that. And one other program that we're really trying to push, because we think that it does have some really great results, is our AGCO Protection Direct Mail program. So we just recently made a lot of changes to it, and we wanted to let you know as well. Before, we would just do the last chance drop is what we call it. So when those people are at the end of their AGCO protection term, we send them that direct mail that you can see to the right, asking them to come back into the dealership that they did purchase that tractor or any product from you, and then either re-up that protection plan or just get into a new tractor, because why not? But we did just recently actually add a surcharge drop is what we call it. After 1 year of purchasing, if you do re-up that AGCO protection, you will miss a lot of the surcharges and you save a lot of money on it. So we're really trying to push that with people. So it's a really good messaging that you want to get to your customers that sometimes you just can't get around to, since that customer list is pretty large. So if anybody does enroll in that, we actually pull a customized list for you on all of your customers that are in the database, and we'll send to them, and we'll customize actually that front picture on the direct mail, that direct mail piece to the specific tractor that they have. So it's hard for them to miss, since they're seeing their literal tractor on the front of the piece. They're going to be looking at it. And again, it's going to be a really cost-effective campaign for you. It's only $1.25 per customer we send to. So again, it's taking time off of your plate, putting it on our responsibility, and we're handling some really great content for you and passing it on to your customers. And I will mention really quick, if you do want to sign up for AGCO Protection, and there's also an online enrollment on the AGCO Direct site that you can find as well. Super simple. Again, all you have to do is let us know that you're interested in it, and we'll run it for you.
All right. So then lastly here, wrapping up, we just wanted to pull some of the, more custom projects that dealers have brought our way, which we're very thankful for. These are fun to do. So just going to touch on a few things, and just so you know, and will think of us if you have a project like this, or an idea that you would want to see some concepts for. T-shirt designs are pretty common, so you can see we've done some Fendt ones, some Massey ones, and we build those all from scratch with our full creative team here. So, we can really bring your vision to life. Calendars are something that we've just started doing. We did one last year, and it was a really fun project, and so we've done a couple more again this year. This one here was specific to Fendt. So those kind of things are really fun for us. And then this box design again, you saw that earlier on the early bird stuff, but we can build this to whatever product you want, for whatever purpose. We can help you source what goes on the inside. So basically all you have to do is tell us what you want, and we can take care of the rest, from the contents to the design to the mailing. It'll all get done for you. So those are pretty fun and kind of unique. And then just a few more here, some custom signage. If you aren't finding, something you need currently available on the DMM store or otherwise, we're happy to build some custom banners for you. So the two on the left there are the pull-up banners, and then the one on the top was a really large vinyl banner. I think it was about 50 feet long, specific for a show. So we're happy to do that. Same thing with that circular one there. We can really do whatever you want. Any signage you need, we're happy to put that together. And if you have an existing, stand or something that you're trying to find an updated creative to attach to, we can work with you on how we get that built. So we can be really versatile with what we provide to you as well. All right, and then one more thing before we get into questions. So Liz mentioned this at the opening, but we do send a monthly samples email, kind of like a condensed version of this webinar. So if you aren't getting those currently and would like to, there'll be a survey at the end of this webinar with a few other questions as well based on some things we've talked about. Make sure your email's in there and that you check yes that you would like to get this email, and we will get you added to the list so you can start getting these monthly and getting these ideas coming through more regularly. All right, so wrapping up, just a few other things. If you see something that you like or something that sparks an idea, let us know, fill out the survey, email your rep, or the ads@agcodirect.com inbox if you're not sure who your rep is. And then making sure that you are aware of your co-op balance and where that's sitting currently. You know, if you don't use your dollars by the end of the year, you lose them. So we'd really like to help you if you don't currently have plans to get those spent, whether that's whole goods or parts. And then with parts too, one thing I do want to mention is in order to get your stock order discounts for 2020, you do need to spend 30% of that total in the parts fund. So if that's something you need help with, certainly let us know. We can put together a smart plan for you to get those, to reach that spend amount, but also to achieve some goals if you have certain things you're trying to do with parts at the end of the year or whole goods too. And then the last thing, start thinking about 2020. It's going to be here before we know it. I know we've already been talking with some dealers about next year, but if you would like a custom plan or just to talk through some ideas, let us know that as well. Or if you think it would be beneficial for us to come out and visit, meet you, talk through 2020 in person, we would love to do that. Just leave us a comment in the survey or reach out and we will find some times to get out and see you. We do that at no cost to you, so we're happy to come out and we love to meet you guys. Those experiences have been great for us so far. So with that, we'll turn it over to some questions from you guys.
All right, the first one is, how does Swiderski get customers to opt in for text offers?
Well, like we were talking about, so it's actually a pulled list from the customer database. So those people have made purchases before and given their phone number to Swiderski. Actually, we can't just purchase phone numbers, so those people have already basically given consent by giving them the phone number. But just to make sure, we always do lead with essentially an opt-in text message, or sorry, an opt-out text message. So we shoot them a message saying, you have been provided on a list by Swiderski to receive targeted discounts, something along those lines. I'm not a copywriter, sorry, but and then we give them the option. If they do text back to say opt out, we will take them off the list and we will not send them any more text messages. So we try and make it really easy for that customer, especially if they don't want to be on that list.
And it does work a little bit different in Canada with the double opt-in requirement with those privacy laws. So if that's something you have further questions about, reach out to us and we can work with you individually on helping to identify a list of customers we can legally send a text to.
Another question, are most Pandora clicks coming from mobile or PC?
Actually, I don't think I've seen the stat, but I think I can safely assume that it's definitely on mobile. What we really like to do is try and be very specific on our timing of those ads to be either harvest season or planting season. So that's when you do know that those people are in the cabs putting in some serious time, and then they pop their headphones in to listen to some music on Pandora. So I could pretty safely assume that they're coming very largely from mobile.
Are the VS displays a 2-year rental or owned after the 2 years?
Sure. So I believe they are a 2-year rental. So after the 2 years, you would re-up again for 2 more. So it's kind of like almost a rental fee of the equipment. But again, it's co-opable, pretty affordable. So if you're interested, let us know.
And regarding the lists, so we just send you our list of customer numbers if we're interested in a text program.
Yep, exactly. So if a customer has provided you their phone number and you're in the US, that is considered consent to text them, but we do recommend that initial opt-out message just to kind of keep that goodwill. If you're in Canada, it's a little bit different, as I mentioned before, but that's something we have done. We've texted in both countries, so we could help you with your individual situation depending on where you're located.
And last one here, what if I don't have a text or email list?
Yeah, that's a good question. There are ways we can help you build campaigns to build those up. So that would probably be our first start is, including forms everywhere we can, or, if you're going to a show, utilizing that VS networks to collect those emails or collecting them another way to just build up that list. So there's different things we can do. Sometimes it's a certain offer, like give us your contact information and you can have a coupon for 10% off parts or something like that. So there are ways we can get creative about helping you build that up so you can utilize text and email in the future.
Awesome. Well, that wraps up our questions. And again, if you have additional ones, feel free to reach out to your representative or contact us at ads@agcodirect.com. And with that, we wish you a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.